KILR Killer Game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome back once again to the World Tour featuring Sublogic Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64. Alright, well, let's go ahead and talk about where we are and where we're going and why we're doing it. And, well, the why is because why not? Because we're going to have fun. That's why. Alright, so this is the map for scenery disc number 9, or at least part of it. There's actually 3 areas for scenery disc number 9. Something that I think I've failed to explain in other videos. That this right here is not the only part of scenery disc number 9. There's actually a Cincinnati area and also St. Louis, I believe. So this is only just one part of scenery disc number 9. And we will be visiting the other ones. Of course we will. Okay, so we are right here at Kalamazoo. And we're going to be flying over here to Elkhart Municipal, which is near... what is it? Indiana Bend or Indian Bend or something. It's over here. Michiana Regional is. Let's make sure. Let's find out here. Oh well, that figures. I don't see it over here. All right. Well, it has Bend in the name. I'm pretty sure. We'll look it up when we get there. Oh, South Bend. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I saw the VOR and I was like, ah. So the city of South Bend is like right here. The city of Elkhart was right here. So Michiana is part of South Bend. But we're going to go to Elkhart Municipal. And then we will continue from there. So with that in mind, we're going to want to tune in to a VOR, which I believe would be Goshen. So let's go ahead and set that up. Goshen is 113.7. Ooh. Plus minus, that's not it. Yeah. The Microsoft Flight Simulator 2, you use the plus and minus keys to go up and down on the digits. But if you do that over on the Commodore 64, you wind up resetting it, and it goes back to megs. So, not quite what you're looking for, I'm sure. Let's see. I have to change my way of thinking here when it comes to the controls. Not everything is the same. Let's see. I am working out a plan. I think the back course of 10 would be 19. So we're setting the OBS number 1 to 190. Doesn't look like we have any distance for Goshen. It's interesting. Now something else we could try using is the KILR. I might use that instead. So let me pull up the map again here so that way you can all see what it is that I'm looking at here. So, like I said, we're here, and we want to go here. So I was tuning in Goshen, but I'm looking at KILR also, and I'm thinking maybe that one might be better. But what kind of degree angle is that right there? About 190. So why don't we tune in to KILR at 190, and we can also tune in to South Bend. Basically, all we need to do is just tune in South Bend and just head straight for it. And then when we cross this radial here, we can follow it, and it should take us right to Elkhart. Yeah. I think that sounds like a master plan right there. So Goshen, sorry there, buddy, but we're not going to be using you. We're going to tune South Bend in at nav 1, so that's 115.4. And that one we're going to just center. Just looking at OBS number 1. Come on. Get back in the center there. Okay, so our heading is going to be 228. Now for nav 2, that was going to be KILR, so 116. Whoops. Well, that didn't work out real well. There we go. 116.6. And then we're pretty close to it. Okay, so yeah, heading of 19. Sorry, not 1890. 170. Okay. I think we're all set to go here now. Now we have cloudy skies. We can change that to clear. I don't know. Maybe we'll do the clear one on the next flight. Oh, that's right. I'm trying to use the numerical keypad. That doesn't work. What's my daughter texting me about? Oh. Nothing. Nothing, honey. All right. Trying to figure out which direction to go here. I think the runway we're looking at, not the one that's crossing, but the other one, I think that's the one we want to take. So let's turn here. Of course, we are at the end of this other runway. Hold on. Oh my goodness, I don't know where I'm going. Hold on. Throttle's going up, and like this runway that was right over here is like right at the edge of it. Did we go that far away? Yeah, this one right here. You can see the edge of it's right there. So this looks like the perfect one to take off from. Let's turn around here. Trying to turn this thing around in the old simulator, it's kind of like you wind up in the grass half the way, and I've learned these little techniques when I used to originally play this on a real Commodore 64. So it all comes back to me. Okay, flaps. Now let's get some takeoff flaps going here. Other than that, I think we're good to go. So we will go ahead and get moving. That's a short runway. My goodness. Alright, we need to make our turn. Try to keep it a coordinated turn here. It's 228. So that brown patch right there is Kalamazoo. Remember when I was a teenager playing this, I thought the sound was just kind of soothing. Just that little... almost like a purring cat. Man, I'm slipping and sliding here. There we go. That's a little better. We didn't look out the rear as we were taking off. Well, you know, sometimes we don't always do that. But that is Kalamazoo Airport. As we say bye-bye. We are on our way to Elkhart, Indiana. So that's another big thing, too, with this particular episode. We are now crossing into our next state of the world tour. We've been in Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, and now we're going into Indiana. It's kind of weird that KILR is not tuning in. There it goes. I spoke too soon. Forgot to grab my Flight Simulator 2 box. It is up there. That way we could read from the manual. What am I tripping over here? Give me a moment while I pull this down. So that way we can read from the official manual. The pilot's operating handbook, as well as the flight physics and aircraft control. I learned a lot about my flying from these two books right here. Got this, I'm using this as a bookmark right here. Important notice, please read this before flying FS2. Flight Simulator 2 for Commodore 64, version 1.01, release notes 3784. Disk, always keep the program disk in the drive when running Flight Simulator. Pieces of the program and areas of the database are read from disk, overlaid. As you select features, the editor, for example, and fly between areas. The 1541 disk drive is rather slow, you think, and the effect is quite noticeable. The screen border changes color during disk activity. The following times apply. Initial program load is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. The first use of the editor takes 25 seconds to come up. The first time you exit from the editor takes 35 seconds. The editor, if you use it, but exit and make no flight area change, is like 1/4 of a second. If you make a major geographic area change, like moving to a whole nother city, 30 seconds. If you're just doing a minor area, like a load, like near a major airport, 10 seconds. A reset after your first crash is 1 minute and 5 seconds. A reset after later crashes is only 1/4 of a second. Due to memory buffing after first use, so the ones that are 1/4 of a second, this value reverts to 30 seconds if the course plotting system is turned on. Well, maybe I should continue reading that. That's kind of interesting stuff, actually. Just kind of looking back and what's up with the... Whoa! We didn't adjust our altimeter. It looked like it was saying we were like 5,000 feet up, and although the vertical speed indicator showed that we were going down, the altimeter was not agreeing with that, so I had to adjust that. We're okay now, though. Alright, let's continue looking at this little pamphlet thing here. Mode, disk, load, save. The Control-Z and Control-X keys only work while you are in edit mode. Unimplemented features. A few features mentioned in the manual don't exist. These include wind turbulence effects, glide slope flag, enemy color on the tactical radar screen, and the bank indicator around the edge of the artificial horizon. Return key. This key can be used instead of Control-M for magneto control in reality mode. We find this key to be a big convenience when setting the magnetos. Oh. Okay, well, we might have to try that. Pause. Control-P, P, or run stop can be used to pause the simulator. nav2. When ADF is enabled, you must reboot to get vor2 and nav2 back. Okay. Yeah, we've had that before. If you've seen the previous episodes, when we were flying to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, we used the ADF, and once we did that, we couldn't switch it back. We had to reboot in order to get the vor2 back. Joysticks. The joystick control system has some new features. The Airlon elevator stick, control port 1 left stick, functions as a view selector. Press the joystick button followed by stick movement to the left, right, front, or back. Only these 4 directions are available under stick control. The joystick parameter on the edit page is gone. Joystick selection is automatic with the first use of the joystick. You can freely mix joystick and keyboard commands and can switch between keyboard and stick control. Don't overlap key presses and joystick movements. The throttle stick's push button is a machine gun control. The over control limiter. The lag between control movements and screen graphics generation causes pilots to over control the simulator, not stop turning until the turn has gone too far, for example. The over control limiter reduces this problem by essentially backing up one display frame when you center the controls. You can see the effect by getting into a rapid left turn and centering the controls. The screen seems to freeze for a second because the same display frame is displayed twice. The limiter is helpful on rapid turns, but annoying on low bank rate turns. The value on the fixed page sets the turn rate at which the limiter cuts in. 10 degrees per second is a good value. A 0 value enables the system on all turns, which is quite annoying. It's what it says. The value is preset to 10. War game exit. Once you are in the war game, you cannot go back to regular flight modes without rebooting, due to the loss of panel instruments and changes made in the graphic systems. If you try to go into a regular flight mode from the war game, the system will automatically reboot. Aero Bisector 309. Hey buddy, good to see you again. Yeah, this is a little ancient. We're looking at Sublogic Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64. The other day I was doing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2, and that was doing an emulated Tandy 1000, because it was the only way that I was able to get the scenery disc to work in the area that we were flying. It's a long story. Let's see. One more thing on this side here. Better stall brakes. Better stall brakes. Not really. 2 new simulation factors. Laminar. Isn't that interesting? Laminar, before there was laminar research. Laminar airflow and wing surface turbulence have been added to the simulator. Stall brakes are cleaner and more pronounced. No, they aren't. The minute this thing stalls, it's game over. Okay, and then interesting topographical features. Chicago, you've got the Sears Tower, the John Hancock Building, and the I-57 highway to Champaign. Kankakee, you have the Kankakee River. Seattle, you have the Space Needle, Lake Washington, Lake Samash, Mercer Island and Evergreen Point floating bridges, the I-405, the I-5 down to Tacoma, Mount Rainier. Los Angeles, you have the highway system, including San Diego, Santa Monica Harbor, and Ventura freeways, Marina del Rey, Santa Monica, and Santa Ana Mountains. New York, you've got Manhattan Island, World Trade Center, Twin Towers with hidden service elimination. That means... Okay, I'm not going to say that. That would be bad. Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, Manhattan Bridge. Champaign, north of Champaign during non-summer seasons, a snow grid ground texturing system is activated. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Then the war game. You have 2 solid shaded mountain ranges with hidden surface elimination. snow-capped mountain peak, 3D hangar at main airbase that you can taxi into. So that is this little thing that comes in the box with Flight Simulator 2 from Sublogic. Wow. The coronavirus is getting kind of scary, actually. 1,000 cases, wow. Ooh. Well, take as much precaution as you can. There's a video that I saw that was showing a world map and was showing the cases of the coronavirus and how they were spreading and increasing in number around the world. I'm using the numerical keypad and that don't work. Not on the Commodore 64 version. So we are flying to Indiana. Back there we have left Kalamazoo, Michigan. Lake Michigan's off in that direction somewhere. We're about 21 miles away from South Bend, Indiana. And Elkhart is just east of that, actually. There is a freeway system over there. I hope they come up with a cure for the virus soon. Let's see. I want to pull up a map so that everyone can see where we are flying. Let's see, South Bend, Indiana. There we go. Alright, so if we go and just pull up the whole display here. I'm trying to zoom out. Okay, so you've got Lake Michigan, there's Chicago. We've been flying over this whole area for the world tour. And then we came up here and we went to Battle Creek, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Kalamazoo. This is where we took off from, right over here. And this is where we're heading, right here in the middle, Elkhart. So that road system that we're seeing, that is most likely the Interstate 90. Or Interstate, it looks like an 80 there, but no, that's 90. So here's South Bend. So Elkhart, there is an airport. Here it is, Elkhart Municipal Airport. That is what we're heading to. And that looks like South Bend right ahead of us, as a matter of fact. We can go ahead and go to the map here and we can zoom out. Maybe. Here we go. Okay, we can't zoom out to see the world, apparently. I thought we could. You can do it on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2, just not this one, apparently. I did read that there are people recovering from the coronavirus, so I'm sure it's not pleasant. I suffered bronchitis several years ago. It got to the point where I could barely even get a breath of air, so not a fun thing. I actually blacked out, as a matter of fact. We were at a Renaissance festival, and we were watching a show that was just, it was absolutely hilarious, but I laughed so much that when I went to try to catch my breath, it wasn't there. And there was just nothing after that. And I mean like nothing, as if the entire world, the entire reality had been switched off like a television. It was just completely off. And then the next moment, it felt like forever, and it felt just like a moment. It was indescribable. It's like right after that, I opened my eyes and I'm on the ground trying to figure out where I'm at and who I am until all my memories started coming back. So that is not an experience that you can really forget. Okay, looks like our 170 radio here is coming up on nav 2, which means we should be getting close to our airport. Let's trust our instruments here. Assuming everything was drawn out correctly on the map. Aha! There's our airport right there. Now, can we line up with the runway? That's a good question. Guess we'll find out. We do need to start lowering some flaps, though. Start making our way down. You know, I don't know if in this simulator, if they simulate weight distribution, because like there's two tanks, right? There's a right and a left tank for fuel, and I'm wondering, does it simulate one side being more heavier than the other? I don't know. I'm going to switch tanks. I'm going to switch the tank over to the right one, though. Santotown, hey! Good to see you again. So we are approaching Elkhart, Indiana. I had these flights here were matching what we did on Microsoft Flight Simulator 3, about a week ago? I had a lot of people watching, so I just kept flying on that one. So we are just, we're catching up on the Commodore 64 here and matching those same exact flights, which will be doing the same thing on the Commodore Amiga, so expect some notifications on streams on that one. And I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 back in the game, so to speak. I have to emulate it as a Tandy, but I'm at least able to get into the areas that we weren't able to get into before. It's not a very pretty emulation, but at least it works. I have no idea where the runway's at. I know the airport's there in front of us. And then the city of Elkhart is over there as well. If we look out the side here, that's South Bend, Indiana, right over there. You used to live in India or Indiana? Now I'm getting all kind of messages on my phone. And this is a this flight is a, I don't want to say a milestone flight, but in this flight, this is the next state that we've actually crossed into on the world tour. So we've gone from Michigan into Indiana now. So during this whole tour, when we started at Chicago Megs, we started off in Illinois, we went to Iowa, we went into Wisconsin, over to, were we on the border of Minnesota? No, I don't think so. So yeah, Wisconsin, back into Illinois, over to Michigan, and now we're down into Indiana. So we are definitely making our rounds. Airspeed's a little bit more than what I would like it to be. Let's drop some more flaps here. We'll take a look at our map. Okay, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to see anything there. So there you go. You can see Elkhart there in front of us. You can see South Bend right over here. And if I go ahead and pull up a real map, give me a second here while I turn things around. Oh, darn it. If we do this right here, see, here's Elkhart right here. Here's South Bend. Here is the I-90, and then there were some other roads that were coming out. There's like a State Route 20. There's a State Route 31. There's a loop that goes around here. State Route, oh, that's 31 also. So yeah, you can see those there. And then looking back at this again, you can see how it is. Oh my, the airport is right ahead. Let's get ourselves turned so that way we can try to get ourselves landed here. Or maybe we'll just land at this one that's over on the side. Let me look at this again. No, I think we can do it. Now, this is where the challenge comes in. Trying to figure out, okay, when should you turn when you're trying to line up the runway? I'm looking out at an angle here. So this is to the right. And then this is at right front. So that's at an angle. So I think what I do, at least what I did, is I waited until I started to see the airport coming in from here, when I start seeing, yeah, like right there, it's starting to come in on the side there on the left. So I think that is like about the time that I would normally turn. So let's see. That's not bad. That's not bad. Although we're kind of overshooting our turn here. Come on. There we go. Now this is where I'm going to start using the rudder. I have a little bit more easier control trying to turn when I'm using the rudder. Getting lined up here. I'm not sure how high we are though. We're lined up. The heck? Come on. Geez, that was kind of scary there for a moment. Okay, so not on the runway. Somewhat close to it. It's not easy. It's like when you get lined up, then it starts kind of wiggling and waggling off to the side. So it can be a little frustrating. It's a little bit easier when you have an ILS to work with, but when you're trying to do it visually, not so much. You know, with some of the few videos that I've seen out there that people have done, I haven't really seen anyone that actually sits down and actually plays it. You know, like they may get up in the air, but then they'll have like comments in the description or something where, you know, it's like, I don't know how to operate this simulator, or not sure what the controls are, but you know, here's some footage. So I don't know how many people out there have actually tried to play this old one with the keyboard controls and stuff. But, well, I mean, this seems like a good place to park, so we'll just go ahead and turn the... Well, that wasn't the right key. There we go. Turn the engines off. Yeah. So, I want to thank all of you for joining me on this flight. I really appreciate it. I love when you guys are here and enjoying these retro flight simulators and just these flights. And I don't know if you're checking out any of the other videos and flight simulators that I've got on the channel, but they're there, and it gives you the chance to kind of compare how they all look with each other. And yeah, maybe, you know, it's just cool for retro reasons. You know, maybe you started off with this simulator, or maybe you've been curious about it. So, you know, now you can see full flights and have some fun with me as I relive some old memories and make new ones, depending upon what the simulator is or where it is that I happen to be flying. So, subscribe if you haven't already, because it's a good thing. You got nothing to lose, and it helps out the channel, and it helps get it up there in those algorithms and all that other stuff, so that way other people know the channel is out there. Because I'm sure there's quite a few people out there that are interested in seeing these old retro flights. So, hey, let's build the channel up. Let's get it out there. Let's tell everyone about it. And that notification bell is a good thing. That'll let you know when a video is uploaded to the channel, because I do videos all the time. Every day is a theme. And there's more stuff on here than just Flight Simulator, and I'm always racking my brain here to try to come up with some new stuff. I might be overworking myself, I don't know. But also, speaking of overworking, there's Twitch. Twitch.tv/KILRGamer. Head over to Twitch, follow me there, and you will see some of the episodes that I have been recording will actually be live streamed as well. So if you follow me, you'll get notifications of when I come online, and I'll give you a shout out, and we can chat and talk and fly together, and it'll be awesome. Awesome sauce. And don't forget, there is social media. So there's Instagram, which I tend to use a little bit more than Twitter, but I also have that too, and Snapchat. And if you've got recommendations on the types of things I should do on those 3 types of social media, let me know. As far as Facebook, I do have a Facebook page. I don't use it. I don't even know what the purpose is of it anymore, so I don't know. I think with Instagram and Twitter and even just those 2 is just enough. Snapchat's just for fun, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. But anyway, I appreciate you coming by. Whether you're a new viewer or a longtime viewer, you're awesome. You're great. You're killer. You're part of the community, and it really means a lot to me that I can do these type of videos for you. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And, well, I will see you on the next leg of our journey. Have a killer awesome day.